In the dead of night, in a dimly lit, makeshift operating room, a life-changing transaction is about to take place. This isn't a hospital. The surgeon isn't board certified. And the kidney about to be transplanted wasn't donated altruistically. It was bought. This is the shadowy world of the kidney black market, a billion-dollar underground industry built on desperation, exploitation, and the incredible life-sustaining power of a single organ. How does this illicit trade operate in plain sight, connecting wealthy patients with desperate sellers across the globe? And who are the real victims in this life-or-death gamble? Join us as we go deep undercover into one of the most disturbing and complex black markets on the planet. Welcome to our investigation. Every year, hundreds of thousands of people worldwide face a grim reality: kidney failure. For many, the only hope for survival is a transplant. But the waiting lists are agonizingly long. In the United States alone, the average wait time for a deceased donor kidney can be 3 to 5 years, sometimes longer. Imagine being tethered to a dialysis machine for hours a day, several times a week, your life on hold, your body slowly deteriorating. This is the crushing reality that drives the demand for a faster, albeit illegal, solution. It's a classic case of supply and demand, but the product isn't a gadget or a luxury item. It's a piece of a human being. And where there's desperate demand, a black market will always emerge to fill the void. So, how does this illicit network actually function? It's a sophisticated global operation that often starts online. Secretive Facebook groups, encrypted messaging apps, and posts on obscure web forums serve as the initial meeting points. Here, individuals in desperate need of cash, often from impoverished regions in Southeast Asia, the Middle East, or Eastern Europe, are targeted. They are what the industry calls kidney sellers or donors, though the term donor masks the coercive nature of the transaction. A typical post might read something like, "Healthy 28-year-old O-positive blood type, looking to help a family and secure my own family's future. Serious inquiries only." These individuals are often lured by promises of tens of thousands of dollars, a life-changing sum that could pay off debts, fund an education, or build a home. For someone earning a few dollars a day, selling a kidney can seem like a golden ticket, a one-time sacrifice for a lifetime of financial security. Once a potential seller is identified, the next players enter the scene: the brokers. These are the middlemen of the organ trade. They are master manipulators, skilled at identifying and exploiting vulnerability. The broker handles all the logistics. They arrange for the seller to undergo medical tests to ensure they are a healthy match for a potential buyer. They falsify documents, creating fake passports, visas, and medical histories. Often, they will fabricate a story, claiming the seller is a distant relative of the recipient, to circumvent legal scrutiny in countries where paid organ donation is illegal. The broker coordinates the travel, booking flights and arranging accommodation for both the seller and the recipient. They are the architects of the entire illegal transaction, connecting the desperate seller with the wealthy buyer and taking a substantial cut for their services. Now, let's talk about the buyers, or transplant tourists. These are typically wealthy individuals from developed nations who can no longer wait on official transplant lists. They are willing to pay astronomical sums, anywhere from $70,000 to over $200,000 for a new kidney and a new lease on life. The broker presents them with a package deal. This fee covers the cost of the kidney itself, the surgeon's fee, the hospital or clinic stay, the broker's commission, and all the associated travel and forged documentation. For the buyer, it seems like a straightforward, albeit expensive, medical procedure. They are often kept in the dark about the true circumstances of the person providing the organ, told only that it's a willing, compensated donation. The final, and most crucial, part of the operation is the transplant itself. This doesn't happen in a back alley. The brokers have networks of complicit doctors and private clinics in countries with lax medical regulations or high levels of corruption. These medical professionals are willing to turn a blind eye to the origins of the organ for a hefty payday. The surgery is scheduled, and both the seller and recipient are brought to the same facility. They might be in rooms right next to each other, two people from opposite ends of the world, connected by a single illicit transaction. The surgery is performed, the kidney is transferred, and the money changes hands. The recipient receives a new kidney and the hope of a longer life. The seller is given a fraction of the total money paid, often far less than what was initially promised. But this is where the story takes a darker turn. After the surgery, the two paths diverge dramatically. The recipient, the transplant tourist, receives post-operative care, their health is monitored, and they eventually return home to their life, now free from dialysis. The journey for the seller, however, is often bleak. Once the organ is harvested and they've been paid, they are of no further use to the brokers. They are often discharged with minimal aftercare instructions and a handful of painkillers. Many suffer from chronic pain, infections, and long-term health complications. The wound from the surgery is a permanent reminder of their decision. Worse still, the promised financial freedom rarely materializes. The money they receive, after the broker takes their cut and other fees are deducted, is often just enough to provide temporary relief, not lasting security. They are left physically and emotionally scarred, their health compromised, and often just as poor as they were before. Many report feeling deep regret, depression, and a sense of being used and discarded. The World Health Organization estimates that up to 10% of all organ transplants performed globally are the result of this black market trade. That's thousands of illegal surgeries every single year. Law enforcement agencies and international health bodies are fighting an uphill battle. The clandestine nature of these networks, which span multiple countries and jurisdictions, makes them incredibly difficult to dismantle. When one network is shut down, another quickly springs up to take its place. The core drivers, poverty on one side and desperation for life on the other, remain constant. The ethical questions are profound. Is someone who pays for an illegal organ a criminal, or are they a patient fighting for their life by any means necessary? And what is our collective responsibility to the people so desperate that they are willing to sell a part of their own body? The solution isn't simple. It involves a multi-pronged approach. First, we need to crack down on the demand. This means improving and expanding legal organ donation systems worldwide. By increasing the pool of altruistic donors and making legal transplants more accessible and efficient, we can reduce the agonizingly long wait times that push people toward the black market. Public awareness campaigns are crucial to encourage more people to register as organ donors. Secondly, we need to address the root cause of the supply, extreme poverty. Creating economic opportunities and social safety nets in vulnerable communities can reduce the desperation that makes selling an organ seem like a viable option. Finally, we need stronger international cooperation to prosecute the brokers and complicit medical professionals who profit from this trade. By targeting the middlemen who orchestrate these deals, we can disrupt the networks and make the entire enterprise riskier and less profitable. The kidney black market is a grim testament to global inequality. It's a world where the value of a human life can be negotiated, and where one person's desperation becomes another's opportunity for survival. The stories of the sellers are a heartbreaking reminder that behind every statistic is a human being who felt they had no other choice. While the fight against this illicit trade continues, their voices must be heard. They are not just sellers. They are victims of a predatory system. Thank you for joining us on this investigation. If this story moved you, please share it to raise awareness. And consider learning more about legal organ donation in your country. It's a gift that can truly save a life, legally and ethically. Follow our channel for more deep dives into the hidden corners of our world. Thanks for watching.